Okay, we are just getting straight into the video today. So allegedly, the best palette of the year has just been delivered to my house. The Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Palette. I know everyone is talking about it, and I can understand why. And I haven't even put it on my eyelids yet. But I have swatched it, and I will put that at the end of this video. I had a lot of fun swatching the special shades. And tomorrow I am going to film 3 looks 1 palette with this palette. So if you want to see a certain shade used, please comment it down below. I'm probably gonna do 1 minimal look, 1 everyday look, and then 1 nighttime look. And I will get that video up as soon as possible. And I'm so happy she launched this in the midi size because it makes it a little bit more affordable for everyone. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank goodness. I am flying through this. I'm just so excited to try this palette out. I'm gonna have to get married all over again for a 3rd time just to use this palette because it looks like such a beautiful bridal palette. I married the same man, by the way, okay? I didn't marry someone else, it was the same man twice. We should definitely make it a 3rd time. Is it 6 p.m. at night? Yes it is. Am I going out anywhere? No. Will I just be at home on the lounge watching Disney Plus? Yeah, but here I am, having the time of my life with this. Now, if I had to visualize my dream neutral palette, does it look a lot like this? Yes it does. Okay, so I think what I wanna do is try and make a pink look. I don't think this can go very pink, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try a very neutral looking pink look. Yeah, let's see how we go. I'm gonna go into the shade called Fair. This is literally my skin color. And I'm gonna use that just to set that eyeshadow primer. See what I mean? It's literally my skin color. So we're just tapping it all on and around. Would you guys be interested if I did a comparisons video with this palette? I don't have very many Natasha Denona palettes, but I do have lots of ColourPop palettes. So I guess it would be interesting to see comparisons of my collection of Natasha Denona, which is only a few, but also of ColourPop. Just looking at this palette, I get a few of the ColourPop palettes that come into my mind. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know because I can do that. So next up, we're gonna grab the shade Wit. And with Wit, I have a sort of a flat blending brush, and I'm gonna act as if it's a wing liner, just to slowly blend it and flicking it up and out. I'm gonna tap it on and then blend it out. So I'm starting to pack that shadow on from the center of my lid and up and out. Not going too much past the center. And flicking it out. Going on to the other side now, again, beginning by tapping motions from halfway and up and out. Once we pack on, then we will slowly push that up and out. It's so much easier to do on one side compared to the other. Does anyone else find that? Oh my God, they're not even. Try and get them even. Okay, just unlike me. Okay, and this is how the shadow is looking at the moment. Very simple, very minimal. So far, so good. Now I'm gonna pick up the shade called Tender, and I will be using a very thin angled brush. I'm gonna pack this right along the bottom lash line from about halfway and outwards. Never mind, I'm switching brushes because that one is too stiff, but we're still going with a flat brush. And we're just gonna go to the very end of the lash line. Now this is gonna help make our lashes appear a bit thicker, and who doesn't want that? Go ahead and do the other side the exact same, pressing it on from about halfway and outwards. This is definitely a cooler toned shade, and I must admit I am getting into cool tones at the moment. Are you guys the same? What do you prefer right now, warm tones or cool tones? Now we're going in with the shade called Vague. Now with a big fluffy brush, we're grabbing the very smallest amount, and we're going to begin by pushing that into the crease area. Can you guys see that? I did the smallest amount on that outer crease. We're focusing that from halfway and out once again. Onto the other side, tap it on halfway and flick it out on that crease. Do I know what I'm doing? Absolutely not. But trust the process, guys. We're gonna look great. Promise. Right? With whatever excess we have left on the brush, I am going to just slowly blend it a little bit inwards, just so there's no harsh lines. Again, this is all with a very light hand. Okay, now with the same brush going in with the shade Stone, very small amount, I'm gonna go onto that inner crease now. And just back and forth motions to blend that in. We're blending it up to meet where we're blending it up to where Vague is. I'm trying to keep myself calm from going in with every single shimmer shade in this palette. I'm trying to control myself. So we're gonna go in with Mia. Pretty sure this is one of the sparkling wet effect shades. Using my finger, I'm gonna tap that. Ooh, oh my God, it's so pretty. I'm gonna tap that onto my lid, focusing on the center of the lid to start with, because we can blend it out from there, and going up towards the crease. That is a beautiful shade. That is just beautiful. Okay, going in to the other side now. Again, starting to tap it on the center of the lid first, working our way up to the crease. Wow, this is so pretty. Oh my God, what do you guys think of this shade? So I would definitely say this is kind of like a very sparkly topper shade. It's only very lightly, like a very light pink, hardly noticeably pink, but there is a tinge of pink in it. Did that make sense, what I just said? Grabbing the shade Wit again, this was the first matte shade that we used. I'm gonna tap that on top of where we have it, just to brighten that color and bring that nice peachy pink back. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Sheen. This is the glossy wet finish. Again, using my finger, I just can't help myself. I have to use more than one shimmer. I just have to. With this shade, we're gonna put this on the inner third of that eye. Wow, wow, wow. Stunning. This palette is so pretty. I could just stare at it for days. Look at that beautifulness. Okay, so I just looked in the mirror and I really like how this is looking. I think it looks really, really pretty in person. Now, what should we do for this outer bit? Should we put another shimmer? I don't know. Should we? We have to. We have to. Why not? Let's play around. Let's have fun. So you can leave the look like this if you would like to. This is probably as pink as you could get the look. It is definitely a very, very muted pink, but now we just have to continue with some more shimmers because we are here to have fun. I'm gonna go in with one of the metallic shades now, and this one is called Travertine. With the shade Travertine, we're gonna pack this, just tap it on the very outer lid. And you can see the difference between the sparkling wet effect shades and this is the metallic, which I think is really nice to have these different effects of shades in the palette, because sometimes you want to be a little bit more soft and muted, and I think this metallic is perfect for that, and that adds such a nice little bit of depth to the lid as well. Okay, and because I can't help myself, I'm just tapping it a little bit of the first matte shade Wit. I'm just blending it a little bit more into the lash line. What do I want to do for the bottom lash line? What do we want to do? What do you guys think we should do? Let's try a different shade. We're going to grab the shade called Mesh, and we're going to buff this all into that bottom lash line. One thing I really love about this palette is how approachable it looks when you first open it. When you open it, you're not overwhelmed with, oh my God, where do I start? Everything looks really easy and everything seems to go together perfectly. It's just a very well thought out, easy palette. With the same brush, we're gonna go in with the shade Vague, and we're gonna blend this from the center to outwards. Just tapping it on. Oh yes, I like that. That has really brought the whole thing together, I think. Now we need an inner corner highlight. Do we go in with Muse? Is that too much? Is it gonna be too much? Or do we go in with Whisper? Because that seems like, actually that is the perfect name for that shade, because Whisper is also a metallic and it's really subtle and wow, it just clicked to me that that is the most perfect name for that shade. So let's have a look at Whisper and let's have a look at Muse. This one is called Whisper and this one is called Muse. Which one do you think we should do for an inner corner highlight? They're both so beautiful. We have to go in with Whisper. It's decided, we're going in with Whisper. So with the shade Whisper, we're just tapping that onto the inner corner. That is perfection. That is just everything I ever needed. That is perfect. The undertone of this is perfect. I am always looking for a inner corner highlight shade and this is it. I love that this isn't too bam in your face and it looks natural, but there's still a beautiful highlight there. Let's go in with the other side and oh, wow. That's perfect. That's perfect. I need to put that on here. Yeah, that's just lovely. You know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna do something crazy. Hold on to your socks, everyone. We're grabbing a highlighter brush and we're going in with the shade Sheen. Let's see if this does anything. It does, it does. Oh my God, it does. Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh my God, highly recommend. So this is the shade Sheen. I have put this on top of my highlighter that was already existing, but you guys saw the transformation. All right, now to keep things basic, I'm just gonna go in with a very light nude in the waterline. And taking a brown cream gel liner, I'm going to line the top waterline just a little bit without poking myself. Also, I did just do a video on the Natasha Denona Mini Starlet palette. If you want to check that out, I'll have that linked up here. She's gonna get a workout this year, I just know it. Okay, so let's finish this look off. So we're gonna go ahead and curl our lashes. This is a very me look. I know we didn't do too much craziness, but this is definitely a very me look. I'm always going for those beautiful shimmers on the lid. I'm really excited to start to film my 3 looks 1 palette tomorrow. I can't wait to see what type of variety of looks that we can come up with. I'm so sad that I'm gonna have to wash this off in a few hours just so I can go to bed. Like, that's not fair. And let's apply some mascara, no false lashes today. We are letting that eyeshadow speak for itself. I absolutely love this. Okay friends, and here is the final look. I hope you guys love this look. I think it is very me, it's very sparkly, it's very subtle, it's very beautiful. I had a lot of fun with this palette and I cannot wait to film more with it. Now let's go and swatch the whole palette. Okay, and here we have the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Palette. This is the box and this is the palette. Look how beautiful the front cover of the palette is. This is definitely by far probably the prettiest front cover I have of Natasha Denona. And here we have the beautiful inside of the palette. In this palette we have 7 matte shades and we have 2 metallic shades called Whisper and Travertine. So these are the 2 metallic shades, Whisper and Travertine. Whisper is a metallic light nude pink. Travertine is a soft amber. There are also 3 sparkling foiled shades. First one is called Ella, next one is called Filigree, and the last one is the most exciting one, and that is the one called Muse. This is the one I am most excited for. Ella is a sparkling foiled warm fawn shade. Filigree is a medium neutral brown. Muse is a foiled champagne. Wow, those are gorgeous. Look at this is everything. Also in the palette is 2 sparkling wet effect shades. The first one is Delilah, and the second one is Mia. That is those 2 shades there. This is Mia, this is Delilah. Delilah is a silver brown. Mia is an icy pink. They are so sparkly. And lastly, we have Sheen, which is a glossy wet effect. Sheen is a warm champagne. So I was wondering the difference between the glossy wet and also the sparkling wet, and I can see the difference in the swatches. I wonder if you can see that too. So the glossy wet is not as sparkly as the sparkling wet, which does make sense. So I just wanted to swatch out all of these special shades all next to each other to what their little categories are, so you can see the difference between them. Aren't they just absolutely beautiful? And I also really wanted to take these out into the sunshine and see how they looked in the sun. And here they are in all the glory of the sunshine, which is my favorite way to look at eyeshadows. Now let's go through and swatch all of the matte shades. First up, we have Stone, which is a light, medium, warm taupe. We then have the shade Vague, which is a medium, warm, dusty rose. Now we have Silhouette, which is a coffee bean brown. Then we have the shade Fair, which is a light misty rose, and it pretty much blends into my skin color. Wit is a light warm rose. Tender is a medium taupe. And finally, the last matte is Mesh, which is a light dusty rose. And here we have all of the mattes. Now let's go ahead and swatch this whole color story together and see how the finished result is. And this is the whole palette swatched out, all in its glory. What do you guys think? Okay, and this is my first video using the Natasha Denona Nude Palette. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so very much for watching. I will have my mini Starlet palette video right here for you to watch. I hope to see you over there, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video. Oh, and to answer the question, is this palette worth it? Yes, yes it is. Worth every cent and more, and it is my new favorite. It will be with me forever. So yes, it is worth it. Okay, bye.